We are live. I'm gonna go put on the yes, we are live. Okay, so we are live on Instagram, we are live on Facebook. I need to confirm the one with YouTube just to see if it's working. Um, this is notifications. I don't know. Okay. All right, mute. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that worked. Okay, so we are live. Come on, guys. I need to get this thing off totally. I need. Hello, everyone. Hello, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Say hello if you're here. Um, we're gonna have a short session today. I know that I did say that I have an announcement for you. I'll let you know what's going on. This is very much going to concern our volunteers, but I'm waiting for people to join. I'm waiting. I want to play some music now, but I don't know if the way things are happening with Meta nowadays. They're just gonna be like, yeah, we are muted. Somebody's claiming parts of your video because of the copyright infringement and all of that and all of that. But so it's hard to figure out what to do with Meta just going crazy with all these rules nowadays. So as much as I wanted to do so, I can't. I can't. I can't because these people. Or maybe we can check. I can, for future purposes, some allowable music. I know, for instance, like I just learned on TikTok doesn't even allow you play any music because of this copyright thing. So I guess that's possibly why. But yes, we are live on YouTube for the first time. Things are happening. We are moving one step at a time forward. So we literally just added YouTube to this channel. And so we are able to go live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram at the same time. Actually, I feel like we can do the same thing with LinkedIn. And so next week I'll try LinkedIn. Next week I'm going to add as many as we can at the same time. This is like killing two birds with one stone. In this case, three birds. So it's even better. And so next week I'll try LinkedIn, so it will even be better. Hi, Gracie. Welcome. First person per usual. Can you please share this on the chat, on the volunteer group chat, so people would know to join us that we've started? It's almost 2:05. We need a lot of people on this chat. Come on, come on, come on. Good day to you too. How was church today? Sunday went very well. We had amazing time in church today. The teaching was really, it was you know it was good. It was good. I think for me, my take home was that God doesn't always give us what we want, but we can trust that God will always give us what we need. This was talking in reference to when Jesus came to the world, the expectation of the children of Israel concerning Jesus was that as he was coming as a Messiah, right? But their view of the Messiah was really different from what God's view of the Messiah was. And with the guidance of the Holy Spirit, we are now able to see what God's desire for humankind was. And so, even though they were living in the moment, they couldn't see that. And so, that is to say that sometimes our will and God's will, it doesn't go, the same. And sometimes it's hard. It's hard to accept that. It's hard to even see it. And the children of Israel is kept fighting against what turned out to be God's will, not knowing they were fighting against God's will. And so this is how it is sometimes in our lives. I welcome everybody. Gracie, Rosalind. Hi, Rosalind. Thank you for being here. Oh, bro, Solomon, thank you for being here. Catherine, thank you. Queen, yeah, please share in the group so other people can join. When she shares it in the group, Gracie, you can forward that to the Ibadan group. The people that have their respective groups should do same. But I'm so happy that I really have you guys on here. Let me see if there is anybody on. Oh, and the Lord, thank you for joining on Instagram. This is so cool. Thank you for joining on Instagram. I'm so glad to see you on Instagram. I went on YouTube to join from YouTube because I wanted to see how it looked, and I'm the only person on there. Now I used my personal channel to YouTube to join, and that looks really good. So I'm grateful for everyone that's here. Please um spread this message, spread this to the people around you. Talk to people to join. We need to get these numbers up because we have a lot of important events coming up. There are things that I cannot even speak to you about that's happening at the back end that are coming up, and we need the visibility for those events. We need the visibility. Visibility is it's important for us as a nonprofit, as an organization. It's important for the work that we do, but at the same time, it's also important because the sponsors that we may get for our events, they want to see that it's worth it to invest in us as an organization because we have the reach. And so if we do not show that we have the reach, then it becomes problematic. We have a WhatsApp group of around 200 people, almost 200 people. And yet we are not able to have, live on a good day 50, even for our likes and our follow and comments. I mean, what are we talking about? This doesn't take away from the work that we are doing, because when we need people to come out and work, they do. And that is the surprising thing. People are always willing to work. The people are always willing to come out and do the work. And that is amazing. That is amazing. And it's just that in the world of today, you need to go above and beyond that and put in these are other ways of visibility that works for us. I've told you guys the story of how people have found us and the work that we do on Facebook and Instagram and sent message and contacted us and done things with us. You need to put yourself out there, and that is what we are doing, and we have the numbers to make this work. So I really don't understand why our people are, yes, I'll be seeing you guys around on celebrity stuff and liking. Anyway, that wasn't the point. Today we are going to talk about two things, two big topics. The first is going to be actually three. The first is going to be honoring Occupational Therapy Month. April is Occupational Therapy Month. Actually, three big things that are happening in April. One is Occupational Therapy Month. Two is the Volunteer Appreciation Month. And three is the National Cancer Control Month. So April is fantastic. These are only the things that relate to us as an organization and as a cancer nonprofit. So the first, I would say that let's start with occupational therapy. What is occupational therapy and why is it important to talk about it? How does it affect us? What even is it? Because I didn't know until Academia got sick how important occupational therapy is. I mean, I'm sure that most everybody knows about physical therapy. I knew about occupational therapy as an occupation, as a job, but I did not know the intricacies of what they do and how important it is. So I just thought that it's important in a month like this that is created to honor the people that do this work. It would be good to talk to us who are involved in advocacy and support of childhood cancer, about occupational therapy, so we can all learn together, so we know what we are talking about. This is not going to be a training. It is just a short information that we are putting across about occupational therapy and what it is, and why we should fight for it to be included in the holistic cancer care plan for kids. In some part of the world, like the United States, this comes, it's already done. Occupational therapy is already a part of the treatment plan. They are part of the medical team. They know when to call them in. They call them in from the beginning, and they work with your child to, throughout treatment. When a child is diagnosed with cancer, everybody here, we know how devastating it is. We know how it affects everything. You know how it changes everything. It can also change that child's quality of life, physical quality of life. So occupational therapists are the ones who come in to help these children, regain the ability to play, the ability to eat, the ability to dress themselves, move, and gradually get their lives back together. They do this in very practical ways. So this is a bit of what they do. They help children regain fine motor skills. Sometimes even something like brushing their teeth, their entire system is weakened. And so we need people that are doing the work, who have been trained, who know how to get them in little steps back to brushing their teeth. Because mom is not going to do that 24/7 for them. Dad is not going to do that for the rest of their lives. And so while the parents can step in when it's necessary at the beginning, especially when things are very intense, as things ease off, these workers, these people are brought in to help this child regain those fine motor skills. They teach children, how to use their hands again. Sometimes, they help how to do very basic things, how to get on the toilet and off the toilet, how to balance themselves while they are bathing. There are very different things that they can do during treatments that can gradually build that child's confidence back up to be able to live their lives the way they're supposed to. Children who, sometimes it happens, have lost their limbs. That means a surgery was done, an amputation was done to cut off a particular part of the body. It's a debilitating process. And so occupational therapists will be brought in to help these kids to really learn how to do this, study using one part of the body and compensate for the other one, overcompensate for the other one that's not there anymore. Sometimes if it's from here was cut off and that child was a lefty, and so now child has to be a righty. And so, so it's the starting life all over again. So they also work with families to modify the home in ways that would be better for the kids, to help them, ease back into home life as necessary. They also help with cognitive rehab, brain tumor, intensive radiotherapy. A child has to do so many other things to be able to get back to who they were before the disease. They do that. So, in my opinion, occupational therapy it's not just therapy, the way people look at it. It's restoration. It's important. And we are working with Nigeria health systems to put these people in place and give this holistic care, to be able to give this holistic care to these kids. Things that we have seen other health systems incorporate into healthcare that has been helpful and working. We are trying to do the same. The same way, that things have been happening with palliative care and, other parts of care like child life specialists and their works and their roles is the same thing that we are trying to do with occupational therapy. It's very important. And so, yeah, this is like, how should I put it? Just a summary of, what occupational therapy is. And we are hoping to bring an occupational therapist on. I thought it was going to be today, but unfortunately, the person is unavailable for today. So, but we are working on it before the end of this month. I mean, it's a whole month. So before the end of the month, this is going to work. I will have her on here talking to us really about what occupational therapy is. So this, my own is just, so I'm talking from the parent point of view, what I have seen them do, and we'll have a professional on here speaking with us about what they actually do, the training that they need to get to do that. In case any of our volunteers is interested in pursuing that line of work, or we can also actually use that in our advocacy. And that is what we are doing, of ways that we can better the treatments for children receiving cancer in our different environments. So yeah, that's it about you guys. Don't be quiet. Let me see you in the chat. Let me see you in the chat. Hi, Sister Glory. Welcome. I'm going to call you after. I need to speak with you. I'm going to call you after this call. So that's my sister Ankeri. Welcome everybody. Let me see you guys in the chat. If just tell me one thing that I've said. Just tell me one thing that I have said. Don't keep this chat. Keep this chat active, guys. I think that people watch a lot of the more of the videos when they see an active chat. If we do not have, let's see if we can get 50 comments today. That would be fantastic. Let's set that as a goal. That would be great. Let's keep going. Whatever it is that you heard me say that sounded good to you, just put it in the chat as I move on to April, National Cancer Control Month. I mean, I think that this one is basically what we do. So I won't need to say much. It's National Cancer Control Month. And when you talk about national cancer control, I mean, where does it start? Where does cancer control start? I feel like cancer control starts with awareness. And that is the crux of what we are doing. Awareness. Awareness is literally in our mission. So if you're here and you're not ready to raise awareness, you are in the wrong spot. All right, guys, let me see the chat now. I mean, is it happening somewhere else that I can't find? Okay, let me look at TikTok people. Okay. I see people on TikTok. Another Lord, thank you for joining. Queen Usara, HR Dixon, Amaka Austin, thank you for joining. Hi Ben's Charity Foundation, thank you for joining on TikTok. This is amazing. So if you heard anything that I said about occupational therapy, the work that they do, how important it is, anything that I said that made sense to you, just put it in the chat. And if it's a question, you can ask me. If I cannot answer, like I said, when we bring the expert would answer your question. But yeah, put it in the chat. So let's go to cancer control. Awareness, improving early detection, ensuring access to timely quality care. That is the way to control childhood cancer, through awareness. Like we all know, when it comes to childhood cancer, it's a bit dicey, because it's been impossible for us to be told the exact reason children get cancer. No, the scientists don't know. They're working on it. Nobody is sure how children get cancer. Children are born, they stay in the same house, eat the same food, and then one gets cancer. And so, while this is the case, or because this is the case, the best way to control cancer in children is through awareness. Because what's awareness going to do? Awareness is going to make it possible for us to notice the symptoms early, for us to get treatment early. I mean, forget all the other hurdles that you have to cross. Access to timely quality care is a whole other conversation that we can have an entire training or symposium on just that one topic. But it all starts at awareness. That is why we spend a lot of our time and money, the resources that we have, utilize our volunteers, to work on awareness. Because the more people know, people used to say, ignorance is bliss. What you do not know cannot kill you. This is a literal lie, because what you do not know can absolutely kill you. And so that saying has never made sense to me personally. And in terms of disease, it also doesn't make sense. Because if you have an infection, whether you know it or not, that infection is in there, is doing what it does. If you have a cancer, whether you know it or not, that cancer is there doing what it does. And so that saying, I do not think that saying applies to diseases and even to so many other aspects of life. But in this case, we are talking about diseases. And we are saying when it comes to childhood cancer, people need to know. the symptoms, the signs. We need to burst the myths. We need people, our society, to be alert to possible symptoms. And that is the only way to get ahead of it. Because if we get ahead of it, the percentage of people who are able to survive it rises. And that is the work that we are doing. So, with us and how we do it, going out there and talking to people about childhood cancer, having these one on ones that we are initiating in local communities of people who do not understand or people who've never even heard that cancer is a thing, it's a big deal. Because the more ground we cover, the more of the work that we are doing. Hi, Eddie Knight. Hi, my friend MM. Good to see you here. So we have a couple of these initiatives that we are doing on the part of the parents of the children. We are, especially when it comes to like teenagers who like to hide things from their parents. We are like, do not ignore pain. That's literally on one of our placards that we carry around in every city and every state. And we say, we speak to kids in schools and we say, don't ignore pain. Better go check it out. If it turns out to be nothing, then it's fine. I mean, some kids will play soccer or sports, and then their parents, and then they think the pain is from some injury from sports, and so they hide it from their parents because the parents are going to blame them for hiding to go play the sports, and before you know it, it's turned into something else. And so these are the issues. And then when you look from the healthcare point of view, we talk about the low suspicion of childhood cancer amongst healthcare workers. People don't want to think that this kind of thing is happening to children. People want to think that this terrible disease is happening to children. It's not. They don't want to go there. They don't want their minds to go there. It's so heartbreaking. It's so terrible. So they don't want to think about it. And so they would do everything but think about cancer because it's a child. They would rather treat for malaria again and again and again. Bro, if you've been treating malaria for 3 months, maybe think that it's not malaria. That is all we are saying. Look again. Take a second look at this child. And if you're a parent, get a second opinion. It's okay. It's okay to go to some other doctor and ask to take a second look at your child because doctors are not gods. They don't know everything. One might not just be able to think that far, and another person will. And I always say, I know that we don't really like it, especially back in Nigeria, we don't really like it. Go to a teaching hospital. You're likely to get a diagnosis because it's not just one person that's looking at that child. It's not, the likelihood of you getting the right diagnosis, at least a semblance of a diagnosis, is better than none. So we say this because we are trying to put it out there and let people know that when it comes to childhood cancer control, it's not the same as adults. So when you hear National Cancer Control Month, a lot of what you're going to be hearing would be about cancer in adults, don't smoke, don't drink alcohol. And if you're a woman of a certain age, 40 and above, go get a mammogram. And if you're a woman that's sexually active, go get a pap smear. That is all good and true. But when it comes to children, again, there is no direct cause. And so the control measures that work is very different. So we've talked about all of that. Again, because our time is limited. Hi, my big sister is here. Hello, everybody. She says, yeah, hello to you too. Welcome. Please, let's have more chats more comments in the chat about cancer control in children. I'm going to ask a question now. I would like our admin, if she's here, to take a look at the people that are going to answer. It's volunteer month after all. You might decide to do something good for our volunteers. But the question is, what are the things that I've said that have resonated with you? What have I said that's making sense to you? We talked about occupational therapy, and now we are talking cancer control as it relates to childhood cancer. Occupational therapy we also talked about as it relates to childhood cancer. And now we are moving to volunteer month. I just want to say thank you let's start there. I want to say thank you to everyone who has participated in one way or the other, been a part of us in one way or the other. You've given your time, you've given your energy, you've given your resources, you've believed in us, you've worked with us on this journey. You come out when you need to, you go places that you put in your skills even to build, softwares and resources and platforms that's helping us. This is the beauty of a volunteer led organization like ours. And I am really, really, really grateful for all of you. And we are going to be doing something special for our volunteers. National Volunteer Month, Global Volunteer Month, actually, is the entirety of April. But National Volunteer Week is April 20 to April 26. So I want you all to take note of that. April 20 to April 26 is National Volunteer Week. And I want you to look out. I want you to, just keep your ears a little bit to the ground. But I wanted to really appreciate you very well, because we wouldn't be able to be where we are without you. We really would not. The work that you put in, the ability to show up and do this work with us is what's making us as successful as we are in the short time that we have been in existence. There is so much that a lot of you do behind the scenes that has been so helpful. There is a lot that goes into, as small as this organization is, there is a lot that goes into it. There is a lot that goes into it. So I just want to say that we appreciate you. We appreciate you buying into this vision. We appreciate you being a part of the mission. We appreciate you, sometimes there are some people here that I call at random hours of the night, and I'm like, yeah, go do this thing, yes, check on this child, yes, and they would do it, just to get a child from point A to point B. Saying all this to say that there are ways you can contribute to an organization that is not about money, and you guys have done it. You could have all the money in the world and you wouldn't be able to have the support, authentic support like we do. And this is what makes it beautiful, because you are here because you want to be here. You're a part of us because you want to be a part of us. And it really, really, really means a lot. And I know that you want the success of this organization just because of the way you show up for us. And we are really grateful. So that I am really trying to stay within time today. That really brings us close to the end of today's live. So I wanted to, just say that we are hoping to expand our volunteer base because the work continues to expand. So we do not just need numbers. We don't just need numbers. We need people who are willing to work. We need people who are willing to give of themselves to push this work forward. And we are grateful when we have a lot of that. But we want you to be conscious when you are inviting your friends to be a part of us. This is great work that we are doing. This is good work that you are doing. This is God's work that you are doing. There is nothing more than this. I mean, this is it. Giving to people who are not able to pay you back, and that is what you're doing. So as we round off to the end, I wanted to, I have some bad news. In the past 2 weeks, we have unfortunately lost 2 of our children that we sponsor in treatment. And it's terrible because this is not the end that we envisaged for these kids. And at the same time, we are proud because these are children. We are proud to have been able to support their families when we could. And if ever I've not been sure that this is the calling, this is the work. When I was back in Nigeria in December, in the Nigeria at the Ibadan soccer event in commemoration of Akanima's fifth anniversary, I had a father and his wife come up to me, and we were talking. It was part of a counseling session, and he stood up and he said, you know, I lost, my child died, but I am glad, not that he died, but that you were able to make it possible for him to receive treatment. Because it would have been worse, that feeling of helplessness that I had because I didn't have money to pay for that child's treatment. But you came and you stepped in and you helped him get treatment, even though at the end of the day we lost him. But that meant the world to our family. And today, when I see people, share online, about people needing money for surgery or something, I would follow and share, because that is the essence of what we do. So I'm saying this to say that, yes, we've lost 2 kids this year, and it's heart-wrenching and it's hard. But the reality is that we literally, you don't know which child is going to survive and which child is not. And so it's not our place to decide who to support or not. And so every child that comes our way that has a medical team and a valid diagnosis and is trying to get treatment, we go in and we see what we can do to help. Because right now, we have a child that we did not believe was going to make it. We did not. And today that girl is alive. And so again, it's possible to know those things. I mean, this child had a relapse disease of a particularly bad type of cancer, and he's alive. And so sometimes when I'm like, no, we have to do what we can do. And the same time, I really want to say shout out to our neighbor. I really want to say shout out to our donors, our supporters, people who put their money to help us do the work that we are doing. I really want to thank Dina, the Cure Fest organizer, because unfortunately one of the kids that passed away is one of the kids that she supported in treatment. And now I have to go tell her that this precious child that you helped to get radiotherapy is gone. And I'm not looking forward to it, because I know she's going to be sad because she just lost her mother too. But that is part of the work. And so when I'm done cleaning my eyes, I'll have to make that difficult call. The first child that died, her name was Blessing. So when you pray tonight, remember Blessing's family. Blessing Ada, that was her name. Remember her family, that God should console them, that God should keep them safe, that this such evil not befall them a second time. And the second boy that died, his name is Aziz. And if you go to the photo on our website, on the main page of our website, you see the boy that I'm holding in my arms, his eyes. That's Aziz. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, thank you. Yes, my friend says, God bless the donors and the sponsors. We wouldn't be able to do this work without them. And as we move into the second quarter of the year, we need more support, we need more sponsorship, we need more donors, because the work that we are doing, the more we do it, the more we see how much more we need to do. That is just how it is. And so we are constantly expanding our programs, expanding our network, collaborating, and trying to just be there through everything. So thank you guys for hanging with me. Sorry to make you sad towards the end of this. Trying to shake it off a little bit. So trying to end this and not on a so sad note. I didn't want to start with the bad news. I said, let me put it to the end. So, but yes, God bless ACF. It's sad, but you are thankful for the ability to be able to step in and assist. You are right, my friend. The Academic Cancer Foundation woman. I'm like, yes, that's what you are. You are an advocate. You're an advocate for childhood cancer, and that's the best kind of advocate to be. So thank you to everyone that's here. Please comment, keep your comments coming, keep sharing. Let's see if we can get 50 shares, since we're not getting 50 comments. Let's see if we can get 50 shares. Share in all your groups, share in all your WhatsApp group, your Facebook group, everywhere. Guys, let's do it. And watch out for another great news next Sunday. That one is going to be all good. It's going to be fantastic. And if you're a volunteer and in the volunteer group, get ready. We have something coming your way. Thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week. We are not going to get bad news this week. We're not going to get bad news. I need you to say that to the mirror 7 times. We are not getting bad news this week. I'm serious. I might be laughing, but I'm serious. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a good one. Yeah, bye-bye.